Delta government condemns killings of soldiers, vows to fish out perpetrators. High demand due to Ramadan fast sees price of food items go up. Navy destroys 182,000 liters of crude oil in Ondo illegal refinery. On the international scene, World Health Organization appeal for ceasefire in Rafah. Hello again and welcome to the news update on Trust Television. I am Aisha Salihu. And now the news in full. Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborowori strongly condemned the unprovoked killing of officers and soldiers attached to the 63 Brigade at Okwama Community, Ugeli South local government area of the state. He extended condolences to the military and the families of the deceased. Governor Oborowori, through his chief press secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, expressed grave concern over the violence which he deemed inconsistent with the values of Deltans. He assured that the Delta State government would take necessary steps to apprehend those responsible for the attack and ensure they face justice. Emphasizing the state's commitment to the rule of law and human decency, the statement underscored that such acts would not be tolerated. The statement also urged all citizens and residents to uphold the law with the assurance that the government would continue to safeguard lives and property. Now, away from security matters, the Arewa Consultative Forum says it closely monitored the recent events in the Nigerian 10th Senate, notably the suspension of Senator Abdul Ningi from Bauchi Central. In a statement, ACF emphasized the importance of due process and fair hearing in Senate affairs. The controversy centered around Senator Ningi's allegations of budget padding amounting to 3.7 trillion naira in the 2024 federal budget. ACF expressed concern over the swift suspension process, urging a thorough investigation by a Senate committee. While the Senate denied the budget padding allegations, ACF highlighted the need for transparency and accountability to uphold democratic principles. The unresolved accusations cast doubt on the Senate's integrity and its oversight role. ACF regretted the temporary absence of representation for Bauchi Central and stood by Senator Ningi and his supporters, advocating for a constitutional resolution. Additionally, ACF urged the Senate to handle criticisms with prudence and openness, recognizing the importance of robust debates in democratic progress. As the cost of living crisis continues to bite harder in the country, some children in Jigawa State have resorted to collecting local manure and selling same to farmers to earn a living. This has become imperative for many households as parents find it increasingly difficult to provide enough food for their families. Ali Rabiu met some of the boys collecting the local manure for sale in Dutse. His report is here presented.
Local manure is applied to soil to improve its fertility. Unlike fertilizer, manure is cheap, available, and considered environment-friendly. Children in urban and semi-urban places in Jigawa State may have neglected school because of hunger and poverty. 13-year-old Abdullahi Umar, who lives in Takur site Duse, said he is collecting and selling manure just to earn a living. My friends and I go about to gather this manure to sell to get money. This manure is what I gather to sell to get money to spend. I attend school and I am in SS2. Rabi Muhammad is a farmer who buys manure from the boys. He said Children compete in collecting the manure for onward delivery to the farmers to get paid. I buy a portion at the rate of 300 naira, 500 naira, 700 naira and even 1000 naira from children like Umar. I can tell you that apart from the children, women also engage in selling the local manure to make ends meet. Most of them sell the manure to buy food and other basic items needed at their homes. Children engage in selling manure because hardship is too much. We don't have any other thing to do than to cry out to the government to help reduce the cost of living. Areas where most government workers reside in Duse metropolis, such as Takuru Site Housing Estate, Godia Miyati Housing Estate, are among areas where manure collectors can be found.
Nigerians across the country are beginning to express displeasure with the non-reduction in the prices of goods and services, despite efforts by the administration to cushion the effect of the cost of living crisis in the country. According to some of them who spoke to Trust TV's news in Owerri, the Imo State capital, actions such as raid of Bureau de Change operators over dollar racketeering, as well as some supermarkets for price fixing, coupled with other policies, are yet to yield positive results as prices remain on the rise. Trust TV's Ajibade Praise tells us more.
With each passing day, Nigerians have continued to pay higher for goods and services, a situation that has continued to deplete the purchasing power of the average Nigerian. With the government trying to shore up the naira, ensure that operators do not exploit Nigerians through price fixing and other economic buffers in the pipeline, Nigerians were hoping to see a significant reduction in prices of goods, especially food items. But this is yet to take effect, leaving many frustrated.
About the prices increase, when you want to buy anything, they will tell you dollar this, dollar that. So it's really affecting, and I wish or hope that they may reduce it to the former price that it was.
Petroleum is high when our country is producing it. The dollar increasing is affecting the economy so bad, and I'm not happy about it. Tinubu just entered as a president, not even up to a year. Things became more worse.
They are calling on government at all levels to move beyond politics and come up with concrete measures to address the situation.
And normal price of dollar, based on my understanding, normal price of dollar should be highest. Say dollar come down, let it go back to 400 or 300 manageably. So then we'll know that dollar has come down. So you cannot tell me that fuel that is at 750 naira, 700 naira. Somebody now decide to do the dollars fuel at 650. You now come and tell me that fuel has come down. Is 15 naira anything? Okay, dollar left this and came down to 1,600. And somebody is here telling me that dollar has come down. Or on Nayabu today, dollar is still where it is. Let them don't fool themselves, please.
But it's high time it starts reflecting in the price of the products we buy. You know, that's the main case of the dollar. Is not what the main case of the issue. The issue is how does the dollar reflect in what we buy? It makes us to buy things at a higher cost. Okay, it's reduced. How much are we now buying now? Are we buying lesser or are we buying higher? So that's the case. But the reduction is cool. The federal government tries very much to expedite efforts to reduce it, and everybody have appreciated their efforts. So we believe it continues reducing this way and not go up again.
Those stressed by the present hardship bedeviling the country, the residents are still optimistic that something good can still come out of the current leadership of the country if the right policies are made and implemented. Ajibade Awofeso, Trust TV News, Owerri.
After 2 weeks of blackout, electricity has finally been restored in the Borno state capital. The power outage disrupted businesses and caused more discomfort for residents due to the heat wave and fasting. Trust TV's Beatrice Kourissi has details of the story.
More than 2 weeks ago, Maiduguri city was thrown into darkness after power cables were destroyed by terrorists along the Maiduguri-Damaturu axis, while the emergency gas station, the second alternative for electricity, developed a fault. This impacted the daily activities of businesses and residents observing the Ramadan fast and worsened the effects of the heat on many. But 2 days ago, electricity was restored, with some residents expressing joy with the development.
It was terrible. There was no water. Everywhere was very hot. The weather, Maiduguri is very hot weather. And besides, the Muslims are observing their fasting. So it makes the whole thing very terrible.
Jiya don rashin wutan nan gaskiya mutane sun shiga halin haulayi. Gaskiya an shiga wani tsadar rayuwa wanda ba shi don ko ruwan sha ma a unguwa ya zama aiki ba.
I'm so happy the light was restored, because the lack of electricity affected us so much that it made things pretty much expensive. It was difficult to get water in our community too, but now that there's light, we are happy.
Fama wannan rashin wutan nan din ya taba kowa da kowa, kuma ya taba ko ina da ko ina, saboda musamman wannan azumin da muke yi muna bukatan ko ruwan sanyi.
During this fasting period, we need cold water, and the lack of electricity made it difficult for us. We bought one ice block for 300 naira, but when the light returned, we bought 3 ice blocks for 100 naira. So now you see, it means that with stable electricity, life will be easy, and we want the government to intervene in prices of foodstuffs. With the electricity restored, many are hopeful that such an experience doesn't reoccur, especially during the heat season. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
At least 50 individuals, including children from neighboring African countries, were rescued from a duplex on Omola Road in the Edemola area of Ekwe, Lagos State. Initially believed to be kidnapped victims awaiting ransom, police investigations revealed they were deceived by Cameroonian and Gabonese fraudsters, promising job opportunities in Nigeria. The victims, who sold their valuables, including houses, to fund their journey, were kept in the duplex under strict instructions not to leave until employment was secured. Some had been there for 6 months. The main suspect has fled to Cameroon, according to SP Benjamin Hundein, Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer. In a coordinated surface and air assault, operatives of the Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base Igbokoda destroyed 182,000 liters of crude oil at an illegal refinery in Bioku and Okwama riverine communities within Awoye General Area, Ilaja Local Government Area of Ondo State. The operation, supported by a naval helicopter, targeted the illegal refinery, uncovering 9 locally made ovens and 4 boats containing 60 kegs of illegally refined petroleum products. Navy Captain Wasuku Alushi, commanding officer of the base, disclosed that the operation was part of Operations Delta Sanity's mandate. The destroyed refined product amounted to approximately 97 million naira. Rear Admiral Mustafa Bala Hassan, Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, initiated special air operations to provide aerial intelligence on criminal hideouts and hotspots in the area. This is the news update on Trust Television, coming up shortly. Traders call on Lagos government to provide alternative before demolishing MKO market. More news when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying. But if you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust Television. Now let's take a look at a recap of some of our top stories. You heard that Delta government condemned killings of soldiers, vows to fish out perpetrators. Plus, high demand due to Ramadan fast sees price of food items go up. And now moving on to more stories. In a surprising turn of events, Agege local government area of Lagos State has revealed plans to demolish the Moshood Abiola modern market by the end of this month, leaving traders in a state of shock and uncertainty. Concerned by this sudden announcement, traders are reaching out to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, urging him to step in and advocate for a reconsideration of this decision. Victoria Tokolo visited the market and brings us this report as presented from our studio.
Traders at the bustling Moshood Abiola Modern Market in Agege, Lagos State find themselves in a state of uncertainty as they grapple with the looming threat of the market's demolition. Renowned for its vibrant shoemaking and tailoring activities, the market has long been a hub of commerce and community. However, their livelihoods face an uncertain future as they recently received an abrupt notice of evacuation from the local government authorities spearheaded by the chairman, Ganiyu Kola Egunjobi. According to the notice, traders are expected to vacate the premises by the end of March 31st, 2024. Shop owners expressed their frustration and dismay at what they perceive as unfair treatment from both the local government and the State House of Assembly. With their businesses at stake, they appeal for understanding and support from the authorities during this challenging time.
They just bring the notice, the first notice they will bring come to the Moshood Abiola market is on the level of January 2024.
What we are after, there is never a provision for us. Where are we going? Those who even bought the markets, bought the shops, no provision for them. Those of us that they wanted to evacuate, no provision for us. All what they are telling us just to vacate the market, which is not in accordance with the people-oriented government.
Different associations in the modern market say the local government chairman is refusing to meet with them and discuss their concerns.
Begging the government to come to our own rescue, to rescue us, know how they are going to do us in this market, that we don't want to live here. Because if you are to live here, it has not been long that I bought this shop. It's not even up to a year. So the money is just like that. So there's nowhere to accumulate the money again or to use the money to cover the rate again.
I'm begging our governor in the name of Allah Almighty to bless me that we need another place. Even though they want to renovate our market, that one doesn't need to drive us like that. So then please to give us another area, or they should give us another time to have another place.
The traders say they do not oppose the infrastructure development in the state, but provisions should be made for them before carrying out the demolition exercise.
The Nigerian Communications Commission is collaborating with relevant regulatory bodies to ensure organizations prioritize the data protection of Nigerians when implementing artificial intelligence. Aminu Maida, the Executive Vice Chairman of the NCC, emphasized this during the 2024 World Consumer Rights Day event in Abuja, themed Fair and Responsible AI for Consumers. Represented by Ibrahim Oshadami, the Executive Commissioner Technical Services designate, Maida highlighted the transformative impact of AI across various sectors such as healthcare, finance, and transportation. However, he stressed the importance of using AI responsibly to uphold consumer trust and mitigate potential issues. Responsible AI entails ethical usage through its development, deployment, and utilization, addressing concerns such as bias, privacy, transparency, and accountability. This approach aims to empower consumers, foster trust, and mitigate adverse effects. On the international scene, the head of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, made a heartfelt plea to Israel, urging them in the name of humanity not to launch an assault on Rafah, Gaza's main shelter for its population. Expressing grave concern over reports of an Israeli plan for a ground assault, Tedros emphasized that further violence in the densely populated area would result in more casualties and suffering. He argued against the feasibility of an Israeli army evacuation plan, highlighting the lack of functional and safe health facilities elsewhere in Gaza and the vulnerability of many individuals to relocate due to fragility, hunger, and illness. Tedros stressed that allowing this humanitarian catastrophe to worsen is unacceptable. Despite Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's approval of military plans for action in Rafah, no specific details or timeline were provided in the statement issued on Friday. The United Nations and the United States have consistently cautioned against such military operations. And to the world of sports now. 4 Nigerian boxers have advanced to their respective next stages of the ongoing 2023 African Games in Accra, Ghana, signaling Nigeria's strong presence in the boxing arena. 3 pugilists advanced to the quarter-finals, while one of the Nigerian boxers progressed to the round of 16. Joy Ojo emerged victorious in her bout against Sharua Musa Ndagere of Uganda, securing a commanding unanimous decision victory with a score of 5-0 in the women's round of 16. Ojo's impressive performance propelled her to the quarter-final stage, where she's keen to showcase her prowess and determination on the boxing stage. Meanwhile, Omole Dalakpo delivered a stunning performance in the men's 57-kilogram category, knocking down Mohammed Farag Ahmed Kalani, Army of Egypt, in the first round before securing a comprehensive unanimous decision win with a score of 5-0 in the round of 16. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update at this hour. But remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aisha Salihu.